Going to move on into our first heat race. On week number 2, it's going to be the Bucky Mowing Compacts Fast Heat. Starting on the pole, the number 47, that's Don Ruffner Jr. To the outside, the 36 of Rich Dunlap. The 78 is Stephen Feaster. 79B, Phil Bunton Jr. 53, Curtis Finlayson. 64, Jamie Leslie. The 52 of Jeremy Salinger, and tonight's top qualifier, the number 19 of Clayton Oliver. Evening, 8-lap heat race, number 47, Don Ruffner Jr. to the outside, the 36 of Rich Dunlap, waiting to be side by side at the stripe in 4. Green flag is out, and we're underway. To a restart, and we're underway. Ruffner Jr. pulling out to an early race lead. Here comes the 78 of Stephen Feaster. To the inside of him, the 79B, Phil Bunton Jr. To the inside for the second spot. Phil Bunton Jr. up to the number 2 spot. Battle for third now. Finlayson to the inside. Feaster to the outside. Battle for third. 3 laps in, 5 laps to go for Don Ruffner Jr. Finlayson to the inside of Bunton for the number 2 spot. Battle for second, past the halfway. 4 in, 4 to go. Now 5 in, 3 laps to go. White flag, 1 lap to go for Don Ruffner Jr. To the checkered flag, your winner, the number 47 of Don Ruffner Jr. Second to Curtis Finlayson. Third to Jeremy Salinger. Fourth to Stephen Feaster. Fifth to Clayton Oliver. 6th to Rich Dunlap, and 7th to Phil Bunton Jr. And pulling to the line, winning tonight's fast heat from Yorksville, Ohio. Give a hand to your winner, Don Ruffner Jr. Eight-lap heat race number 2. Bucky, Heidi. Green flag is out and we're underway. Bucky to the inside off of turn number 2, taking it down the back straightaway. Heidi not giving up on the outside lane. Heron, Rufner, Wood. Top 5. Heron looking to the outside of Bucky, number 2 spot, opening up the inside for Wood for the number 2 position. Heron, 2 spot. Rufner the 3rd sits in 4th. Battle for 2nd, halfway. 4 laps in, 4 laps to go. For Bucky, Wood, Rufner the 3rd, Heron, and Stuber your top 5. Stuber looking to the inside of Heron for the number 4 position. 6 laps in, 2 laps to go for Bucky. As Wood looks to have a little bit of a stumble down the straightaways as Rufner looking to the outside. White flag, 1 lap to go for Bucky. To the 5 of Dan Bucky. 2nd to Kate Wood. 3rd to Don Rufner the 3rd. 4th to Mike Stuber. 5th to Corey Heron. 6th to Brenton Irwin. And 7th to Jonathan Heidi. And pulling to the line in the My 75 of Blake Miley tonight. 69 doing double duty, Braden Swaney. The 0, Alan Clark. And the 721 of Sean Donnelly in the 721. Third heat race for the Bucky Mowing Compacts. Green flag, and we're underway for Marshall and Button. So 0 laps in, complete restart. Marshall and Swaney looking for the green flag. Green flag is out. 8 laps the distance for the top. lead this time for Sean Donnelly in the 721 with Clark, Bunton, Marshall, Sweeney rounding out your top 5. White flag, 1 lap to go for Donnelly, with Sweeney and Clark battling for second. Checker flag, your winner, the 721 is Sean Donnelly. Second to Clark, third to Sweeney. Fourth to Bunton, and fifth to Marshall. Give a hand to your winner, the 721 of Sean Donnelly. Heat race number 4. Eight-lap heat race number 4 is underway. Weber, 5 of Courtney, looking for the green flag. Green flag is out for the final heat race for the Bucky Mowing Compacts. Black 5, speeding penalty, half Weber. Laps to go for Weber and Neely in the 29 right now. Pulling to the line from New Philadelphia, Ohio. The Don and Jerry's Pizzeria, Keith's Cars, Over the Rail Diner, My Water Doctor, Lee's Famous Recipes. Give a hand to your winner, the 85 of Jonathan Weber. The 48, Virginia, the 48 of Jonathan Ritter, the 21. From New Philadelphia, Ohio, of Cody J. Berg, the 0. From Canton, Ohio, of George Riddle. The 17, tonight's top qualifier, new track record holder, the 17 of Bob Snyder Jr. And rounding out the field, 16 from Dover, Ohio, that's Jason Ripple. 8-lap heat race number 1 for the Macintosh Oil Company. Late models, Wood, Adams, looking for the green flag. Green flag is out, and we're underway. Wood getting a little sideways in turn number 1 and 2, checking up the outside. Your leader, the number 1, of Jesse Adams. Second, Ritter. Third is Riddle. Fourth is Snyder. Fifth is Jayberg. Five laps in, 3 laps to go for Adams. As Ritter all over the back bumper. Off at turn number 4, looking for the checkered flag. Your winner, the number 1 of Jesse Adams. Second to Jonathan Ritter. Third to George Riddle. Fourth to Bob Snyder Jr. And fifth to Cody Jayberg. Sixth to Dennis Wood. And seventh to Jason Ripple. Pulling to the line from Akron, Ohio, in the FLF race cars, CNC Wholesale, Busy Bees Tree Solutions. Automotive Electric, sponsor number 1, give a hand to your winner, Jesse Adams.
Westlake, Ohio, in the UFO, Medina Mountain Motors Magic Custom, sponsored number 58. The 169, Bobby DeVore II from Midvale, Ohio, in the Animal Racing, sponsored 169. In the 69 tonight, subbing for Bob the Animal Eichel is Lee McCreary from Stone Creek, Ohio, in the A.W. Tipka Oil and Gas Rufner Racing, sponsored 69. And out back, the number 44, Kenny Vickers from Tappan, Ohio. Eight-lap heat race number 2 for the McIntosh Oil Company late models. Sanquest Senior, LaRocco, green flag. Side by side down the back straightaway. Sanquest going to sneak out to the race lead. And he'll lead lap number 1. John Sanquest Sr., LaRocco second, McCreary in third, DeVore in fourth, and Vickers fifth. John Sanquest Sr. way out in front in the 66. Good battle for second between McCreary and LaRocco. LaRocco has it, McCreary looking for it. Four in, 4 to go. White flag for John Sanquest Sr. LaRocco still hanging on to that second spot. McCreary third, DeVore the second in fourth. Off turn number 4, checkered flag for John Sanquest Sr., LaRocco, McCreary, and DeVore. The winner of heat race number 2 in the McIntosh Oil Company late models. From Austintown, Ohio, in the Duffy's Auto Body, Hover Racing Equipment, Side Guy Pressure Washing Service, sponsored number 66. Put your hands together for John Sanquest Sr. Hans Place, Pizza by Penzo's in New Philadelphia, Federated Auto Parts, Blick Tool and Die, sponsored 38. Your champion from a season ago. We'll start inside row number 3. The 331 is Mike Stone from Carrollton, Ohio, in the Criley Fabricating, Esper Beverage, Black Diamond Earthworks 331. The 49 is Bob Page. Bob Page in the 49 from Yerricksville, Ohio, in the Heron Heating and Cooling sponsored ride. And out back, your fastest qualifier. The number 55, the Rooster, Brandon Bailey from Leesville, Ohio, in the Sile Car Wash, Vaughn's Pub and Grill, Morvitz Auto Detailing, sponsored 55, getting ready to go green. 8-lap heat race. Grubbs will get the advantage. Smart drops back into that second spot, almost loses it off of turn number 2. And Philip Cox will lose it in turn 3. Caution on the speedway. Philip Cox, Kevin McClintock, row 2. Stone and the 49. Green flag in the air. Grubbs will have the advantage into turn number 1. Smart still there on the bottom. Andrew Smart spins off of turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. Caution on the speedway. To go green. Chief starter Terry Coletti. Green flag in hand. Green flag. Grubbs will have the advantage into turn number 1. Smart will have second. McClintock gets shuffled back. Here comes Philip Cox. Smart smokes the tires. He'll shut the door on Philip Cox. Philip Cox up to second. Smart back to 5th. Bob Page all over the back of the 38 of McClintock. Grubbs your race leader. Nick Grubbs, your race leader. Philip Cox in second. McClintock all over the back of that 09. Bob Page taking a look to the outside. Cox will get sideways in turn 4. Bob Page will pick off 2 machines. He'll move up to the second spot. McClintock back to 3rd. White flag for Nick Grubbs, Bob Page, Kevin McClintock, Mike Stone. Page taking a look to the outside, not going to be enough. Nick Grubbs will take heat race number 1. Page second, McClintock 3rd, Stone 4th, Cox 5th, and Bailey in 6th. Pulling to the line, heat race number 1 winner. In the Van Meter Auto Repair Modifieds from Canton, Ohio, and the Valley View Logging, sponsor number 24. Put your hands together for Nick Grubbs. Is J.D. Lawson from Minerva, Ohio, in the Republic State Mortgage Valley View Forestry, sponsored 16. The 75 is Bobby DeVore the second. The 28 is Brandon France. And out back the 13 is Kenny Feaster Jr. 8-lap heat race number 2 is green. Leisure will have the advantage. Here comes Lawson in the 16. Finlayson still hanging there in that outside lane. Brandon France now to the inside of Finlayson for 3rd. Finlayson has the bottom. Not able to take it. Feaster going to move up to 4th. Bobby DeVore the second going to move up to 5th. Shuffling Finlayson back to 6th. Zach Leisure out front of J.D. Lawson. Just past the halfway mark, Lawson slows off of turn 2. He'll go to the infield. Brandon France up to 2nd. Feaster to 3rd. DeVore to 4th. Tough break for J.D. Lawson. As Zach Leisure continues to lead. flag for Zach Leisure. Brandon France trying to get to the bottom. Got loose off of 4. That allows Feaster Jr. to the outside. Looks like Leisure may be having some issues getting off the corners. Here comes Feaster Jr. Off turn number 4. Kenny Feaster Jr. by an inch. Zach Leader looked like he had this one under control, but is having some electrical issues on that 87, still not sorted out. And winner of heat race number 2, pulling to the line from Barnhill, Ohio in the Sibley Mart. Sunoco Race Fuels, Lee's Famous Recipe, South Philly Pizza, Peebles Racing, and Last Stop Tackle Shop. Sponsor number 13, put your hands together for Kenny Feaster Jr. Green flag in the air. Braden Swaney, your race leader. Wes Ennis runs second. Rufner in third. McCreary fourth. Braden Swaney hanging on to that race lead. Wes Ennis all over the rear deck lid of that 57. Rufner in third. White flag for Braden Swaney. Wes Ennis, DR3. And last gasp effort by Ennis. To no avail, your race winner Braden Swaney. Ennis in second, Rufner in third. McCreary pulled off. She'll finish fourth. And your final heat race winner in the Van Meter Auto Repair Modifieds. From New Philadelphia, Ohio in the Quaker drive-thru, 5-Barrel Bullet Brewery, Uricksville Eagles and Combat Warrior Outdoors. Sponsored number 57. Put your hands together for Braden Swaney. Heat race number 1 for the Snap-on Tools by Doug Poole. Street Stocks, Wood, and Cordiac. Green flag in the air. Cordiac going to have the advantage in the high lane. Wood battles back. Side by side off turn number 2. Kylie Wood out front. She'll lead lap number 1. Cordiac trying to get to the bottom. Tannerelli is there. Cordiac sideways. He'll go up the racetrack. Tannerelli to second. Rector to third. Wood up to fourth. Cordiac back to fifth. Now Grove up to fifth. Halfway home, 4 in, 4 to go. Kylie Wood starting to pull away just a little bit. Tannerelli has Rector and Wood all over the back of him. White flag for Kylie Wood. And off of turn number 4, heat race winner Kylie Wood. Tannerelli second. Rector, Dennis Wood, Kyle Grove, your top 5. Pulling to the line, heat race number 1 winner from Barberton, UFO. Lee's Famous Recipe, Phoenix Auto, Quality Lawn Care, Steve's Auto Service, Hammer Construction, JR Fence, Sandusky Speedway Graphics. Put your hands together for Kylie Wood. South Philly Pizza Federated Auto Parts sponsor number 58. The 54 is Chase Berkey from Mineral City, Ohio, in the Mad Dog's House and Catering, Yoder Drilling, and Geothermal sponsored 54. And out back, the number 7 is Gabe Pringle from New Philadelphia, Ohio, and the Shook Brothers, 99.9 WTUZ Big Z Sports Neck Tuning, sponsored number 7. Green flag, 8-lap heat race number 2. Porco will have the race lead. Locker up to second. Gruel back to third. Jason Gruel having some issues in that 99, kind of stacking up the back of the field a little bit. Chase Berkey up to the 3rd spot. Koger up to 4th. Then Feaster and Pringle. Gruel going to pull pit side. Problems in that 99. And maybe not. Ian Porco still out front in the 64. Colt Locker all over the back of that machine. Berkey in 3rd. Koger 4th. Pringle and Feaster battle for the 5th spot. Gabe Pringle going to pull off in the 7. White flag for the 64 of Ian Porco. Final time off of turn number 4. Heat race number 2 to Ian Porco. Colt Locker will finish 2nd. Chase Berkey 3rd. Zach Koger 4th. Josh Feaster in 5th, Jason Gruel 6th. Heat race number 2 winner, and they snap on tools by Doug Poole. Street Stocks from Yorksville, Ohio, in the Trenton service. D&B Machine, Pork Chop Vinyl Graphics, Clear Lights Headlight Restoration sponsor number 64. Put your hands together for Ian Portco. Green flag in the air. Donley will have the race lead. Gruel back to second, Smith third. Kyle Gruel got into Bryant Smith a little bit, battling for that second spot. Smith still on that outside. Donley, your race leader. Halfway home, 4 in, 4 to go. Brandon Donley way out front. Bryant Smith in second. Good battle for third between Gruel, Passwaters Jr., and Collins. Brandon Donley, your race leader. Bryant Smith closing in, final lap. Passwaters Jr. in third. Collins in fourth. Final time into turn number 3. Off 4. Smith tried to get there. Donley will win. Smith will finish second. Passwaters Jr. third. Here's your battle for fourth. It will go to Curtis Collins. Kyle Gruel will finish in the 5th spot. And your winner, heat race number 3. From Barberton, Ohio, and the Nephews Painting, UFO, Lee's Famous Recipe, Automotive Electric, DW Fabrication, Quality Lawn Care, Wood RPM Motorsports sponsor number 44. Put your hands together for Brandon Donley. And Crane sponsored 442. The 99 is Bob Johnson from Harlem Springs, Ohio. The Ford 43, Eddie McLean, your opening night feature winner. And the 21 is Sean Donley. Green flag in the air. Sorry, that's Tia Henry in the 21 from Midvale, Ohio in the 21. Connor McLean, your race leader. Bob Johnson second. Eddie McLean third. Hubengarner fourth. Henry in 5th. Here comes Johnson to the inside of Connor McLean for the race lead. Bob Johnson, new race leader. Eddie McLean up to second. Connor back to third. Halfway home, 3 in, 3 to go for Bob Johnson. Final time down back straight away. McLean be able to get off big front. Off to Eddie McLean finishes second. Connor McLean in third. Ron Garner fourth. Tia Henry in fifth. And creeping into Knack Tuning Victory Lane in the Ross Mountain Barbecue Mini Truck Division, your heat race winner. From Harlem Springs, Ohio, in the Benchmark Construction, Ken and Mark Nice, Deluxe Body, and Mr. Drywall. Sponsor number 99. Put your hands together for Bob Johnson. CCR Roofing Romar Performance, sponsor number 6. The 127 is Dylan Litton. The number 12 is Tristan Keller. And the 3 is Justice Lenars. Damian Andrews, your race leader from Alliance, Ohio. The 6 of Nolan Caldwell in second. Good battle for third between Burdett and Litton. Litton in that Rosenberry Painting sponsored 127. Andrews, your race leader. Caldwell in second. Speeding ticket for the number 42 of Damian Andrews. 2 laps under his qualifying time. Your race leader is now Nolan Caldwell. Caldwell, your race leader. Burdett in second. Litton in third. Keller in fourth. Lenars in fifth. Litton trying to get to the outside of Burdett for that second spot, but here comes Keller. White flag going to come out for Caldwell. Through the dog leg. Off at turn number 4, your winner, Nolan Caldwell. Good battle for second. Oh, into the wall. The 61 of Burdett will finish second. Then the 3 of Lenars. Then the 12 of Keller. And the 127 of Litton. And pulling the line from Sherrodville, Ohio, into my water doctor, Bucky Mowing, CCR Roofing, Romar Performance Motorsport, sponsor number 6. Put your hands together for Nolan Caldwell. Once again, want to thank Shauna Music Creek, Ohio, and the Finlayson Towing, Finlayson Trucking, sponsored number 51. Alongside the 62 is Caden Scott from Roswell, Ohio, in the Anywhere Tree Care Courthouse Barbershop, Lee's Famous Recipe, sponsored 62. The 07 is Evan Worrell. The 62S is Tyler Scott. The number 3 is Daphne Stuber. And out back in the 37X is Jacob Keller. Heat race number 2 of the Canton Addiction Trophy Stocks getting ready to go green. And we're green. Scott going to have the jump into turn number 1. Tyler Scott will move up into the 2nd spot. Dennison back to 3rd. Worrell is 4th. Daphne Stuber 5th. Keller in 6th. Tyler Scott to the outside of his brother Caden, looking for the race lead. Speeding ticket for Caden Scott. The 62 will get the black flag. For 2 laps under his qualifying time, Tyler Scott will be your race leader. Jordan Dennison 2nd, Evan Worrell 3rd, Daphne Stuber 4th. White flag for Tyler Scott. Dennison, Worrell, Stuber, Keller. And final time. Your winner, Tyler Scott. Jordan Dennison will be 2nd, Evan Worrell 3rd, Daphne Stuber 4th, and Jacob Keller in 5th. Your winner from Roswell, Ohio in the Chronizers Equipment Sales, Lee's Famous Recipe, Last Stop Bait and Tackle, Feaster's Mobile Home Service sponsor number 62S. Put your hands together for Tyler Scott. Getting ready to go green, Millie Smith with green flag stand, Ron Hoopengarner Jr. Connor McLean will bring the field in for green. 10-lap mini truck feature is green. Connor McLean shoots out to the race lead. Eddie McLean around the outside of Bob Johnson for the 2nd spot. Johnson now going to battle back to the bottom of Eddie McLean. Bob Johnson back up to 2nd. Connor McLean will lead lap number 1. Connor McLean still leading Bob Johnson and Eddie McLean. Here comes Johnson to the inside for the race lead. Bob Johnson, Connor McLean side by side. Johnson will lead lap number 3. Eddie McLean trying to get around Bob Johnson for the race lead. McLean to the outside. Johnson will lead halfway home, 5 in, 5 to go. In lap traffic, Ron Hoopengarner Jr. getting lapped. Bob Johnson, your race leader. Eddie McLean trying to get around. 2 to go this time around. McLean will get in deep into turn number 1 in the outside lane. Johnson gonna battle back. Good feature racing for the mini trucks. Final time down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Johnson, McLean off turn number 4. McLean pushes high. Bob Johnson will win. Eddie McLean finishes second. Connor McLean will finish third. Ron Hoopengarner Jr. fourth. And Tia Henry in fifth. Tessa Ackerman, you can come to the flag stand once again, please. Good side-by-side racing in the mini trucks. Bob Johnson getting his first win of 2021. Pulling into Knack Tuning Victory Lane, your Ross Mountain Barbecue Mini Truck feature winner. In the Deluxe Body Shop, Benchmark Construction, sponsored number 99. Here's your mini truck feature winner, Bob Johnson. Finally, in Victory Lane. Man, you had Eddie on the outside of you. He was working hard, but I'll tell you what, this truck was hooked up on the bottom.
Oh, thanks to Eddie. Believe me. Thanks to my sponsor, Benchmark, Mark and Ken Nice, Deluxe Body. Thanks to everybody. Thanks to my family. First one ever.
You getting a little emotional on me. Come on, man.
It's the first one ever.
Well, congratulations, man. Welcome to Knack Tuning Victory Lane. Anybody else you want to thank?
My wife, of course, because if I don't, I ain't going home.
Right, you'll be sleeping on the couch after a feature win. That's never good.
Benchmark, that's my brother-in-law, my sister. Ken and Mark Nice, good friends. Without them, this don't happen. So.
Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you.
Your Ross Mountain Barbecue Mini Truck feature winner, Bob Johnson. Tessa Ackerman in Victory Lane will get the picture. Midvale Speedway Thunder Kids in Victory Lane. So if you want to sign up, make sure you do that. You can do that next week. Macintosh Oil Company late model feature. Brent Handerhan going to be with the winner. Dennis Wood, two-time street stock champion, will start on the pole. Jesse Adams, a veteran of late models and modifieds, on the outside. Fall Classic winner Jonathan Ritter, feature winner Cody Jayberg. Green flag in the air. Adams will get the jump into turn number 1. He'll stay in the outside lane. He'll close the door on Dennis Wood. LaRocco gets loose in turn number 2. He'll keep it going. As Jesse Adams, your race leader, he's going to come across and lead lap number 1. Dennis Wood in second. Jonathan Ritter third. George Riddle to the inside of Jayberg, and now sliding up is Wood. That opens up the door for Jonathan Ritter. The Mountain State Missile up to second. Jesse Adams, your race leader. George Riddle will take over the third spot. Bob Snyder Jr. will now take over fourth. Dennis Wood back to fifth. Here comes Cody Jayberg. Jayberg to the inside of the 88 for the fifth spot. Is Ritter looking to the inside of Jesse Adams. Adams will slam the door shut. Ritter all over the back of that number 1 machine. Field moving in on lap traffic. Kenny Vickers, Ripple, caution in turn number 1. Caution is the 69 of Bobby DeVore. The second has spun up in turn number 2. So Bobby DeVore, senior. Chris Grubbs in row 4. 69 of Lee McCreary, the 58 of LaRocco, the 16 of Ripple, the 44 of Vickers, the 169 of DeVore. Getting ready to go green, 3 laps complete. Ritter trying to get back to the bottom, and he will, as Jesse Adams will maintain that race lead. Ritter in second, Riddle third. Jayberg to the inside of Snyder for the 4th spot. Cody Jayberg will move up to 4th. A nice move from the code man to move up to 4th. Adams a little loose through the middle of the corners. Allows the 48 of Ritter to pull right up on the back bumper. Dan LaRocco and the 44 Kenny Vickers both pull pit side. Adams still your race leader. Ritter all over the back of that number 1. Jesse Adams continuing to lead, but fighting some handling issues. Jonathan Ritter right there ready to pounce. 10 laps complete, a third of the way through. The 169 of DeVore pulls pit side. Ritter looking to the inside, not quite there. Adams with the power down the straightaway, holding Ritter at bay. Nose to tail racing for the first 5. Adams, Ritter, Riddle, Jayberg, and Snyder. Just past the halfway mark. Jesse Adams inching away just a little bit. Seems like that car a little bit better on the long runs as those tires come up to temperature and up to pressure. Jesse Adams maintaining the race lead. Jonathan Ritter second, George Riddle third, Cody Jayberg, Bob Snyder Jr. Those five all nose to tail, then back to John Sanquest Sr., the 25 of Grubbs, the 88 of Wood, and the 69 of McCreary. 9 to go for Adams. Dennis Wood pulls pit side in the 88. Jesse Adams continues to lead. 7 laps to go. Jonathan Ritter all over the back of that number 1. Almost spins in turn 1. That's going to allow Jesse Adams to open up about a 5 or 6 car length lead with 3 to go. Two laps to go for Jesse Adams. White flag for Jesse Adams as Ritter tries to close back in. Final time off of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway. Jesse Adams looking to lead wire to wire. He'll come off turn number 4. Your feature winner, Jesse Adams. Jonathan Ritter will finish second. George Riddle third. Cody Jayberg fourth. And Bob Snyder Jr. in fifth. Brent Handerhan to the flag stand, please. Good. McIntosh Oil Company late model feature. Jesse Adams will lead wire to wire. Indian Integrity Auto Care Center, CNC Wholesale, Lewis Tool, FLF Race Cars, Busy Bees Tree Solutions, sponsored number 1. Winner. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen, Jesse Adams. Well, it's been a long time coming. You decided to come down here and try your hand again at Midvale Speedway, and in week number 2 in Victory Lane. A little emotion out of you. Don't always see that.
No, It's been a struggle. We got this car and it just hasn't been right. And actually the guy that we bought off Glenn Galt, he sent his guy down here. He helped us out with parts and just did a lot for us to get the car here and do what we're doing. Tim Curry, I cannot say enough about that guy. If anybody wants to get into racing, you need to call Tim Curry. And then these guys and girls back here put up with me, and I get a little hot back there. I like things to be perfect, and a lot of times they're not, but this makes it worth it.
So it seemed like car was a little loose in the center of the corner, but as the run got going, tire pressures came up, tires got a little warmer, seemed to go away a little bit, then maybe fighting a little bit on exit. Am I right on that?
Yeah, we've been struggling, story for the last 2 years, we've been struggling with a tight race car in the center of the corner. And we worked our butts off all day, well, for 2 or 3 weeks now to get the car free through the center. In order to do that, we got free going in. And so we made some air pressure adjustments here before the feature race to try to get it to where later in the run it would come to us. I never really expected to go green flag pretty much the whole way other than one little hiccup. So that definitely worked in our favor. And then those guys with crate motors, and finally we got a built motor. So we can mess up a little bit and have that extra to get us out of a bad jam or a bad corner. So it felt good.
Who you want to thank on this number one tonight?
Man, Integrity Auto Care, FLF Race Cars, Lewis Tools, Automotive Electric, and Busy Bee. I mean, the guy he came on board a few years ago, and he's more than just a sponsor, he's a friend. He's here every week, he's at the garage. I just can't thank him enough.
Welcome to NAC Tuning Victory Lane, my friend.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, guys.
Your winner, Jesse Adams. Brent, one of the Thunder kids in Victory Lane with Jesse Adams for the first time in his career. He's got to wait on me because I got to get my phone up and going. How about giving Brent a big round of applause from Chief Starter Terry Coletti. Connor Ryan, be ready. You will be presenting the trophies on behalf of Midvale Speedway's Thunder Kids. Connor, be ready. Can Addiction Trophy Stocks, 12-lap feature. Dennison, Worrell on the front row. Green flag is in the air. Worrell going to have the advantage on the outside, now 3 wide. Tyler Scott tried to go 3 wide. Got caught up a little bit. Dennison going to have the lead. Here comes Daphne Stuber on the bottom. Tyler Scott way upstairs. He'll sweep around the outside, getting up close to that wall. Dennison will lead lap number 1. Tyler Scott second. Daphne Stuber third. Tyler Scott looking to go on the high side of Dennison. He'll shoot through the dog leg and take the race lead. Tyler Scott up front in the 62S. Daphne Stuber up high. Here comes Keller to the bottom. Dennison still in second. Now a battle for that third spot. And Stuber going to spin, and almost a little bit of contact there as the caution waves. Daphne Stuber got sideways through the kink. Just a little bit of light tap from Nolan Caldwell as he slid through. Also the front side with Jacob Keller and Chris Burdett in row number 2. Getting ready to go back to green. 2 laps complete. 10 to go. Green flag back in the air. Scott will scoot out to the race lead. That will bring Keller up to the second spot. Dennison slides back to third on the outside. Burdett now looking to lose a spot to Caden Scott. as they battle for second, third, fourth, and fifth. Your race leader, Tyler Scott. Caution on the speedway, speeding ticket for the 62S of Tyler Scott. Tyler Scott 2 laps under his qualifying time. He will go to the tail. Chief starter Terry Coletti's green flag. Caden Scott with the move into second. He makes the crossover as Keller, your race leader, has Caden Scott all over the back bumper of that 37X. Caden Scott to the outside of race leader Keller. Little bit of contact, sliding, dirt tracking, and Scott will have the race lead. Keller back to second. Burdett third, Dennison fourth, and Litton in fifth. Caution on the speedway. On the front row, 5 laps complete, 7 to go, green flag in the air. Caden Scott started all the way at the back of the pack and is now leading as he checks out from Keller. Litton right there in that third spot, Burdett fourth, and Caldwell in fifth. A little bit of contact there from the 12 of Keller into the back of the 3 of Stuber. And Stuber looks like she's going to stall her machine at the line, so caution on the speedway for Daphne Stuber in the 3. Caden Scott, Jacob Keller on the front row. Litton and Burdett in row number 2. Keller and Tyler Scott in row 3. Green flag in the air. Getting ready to go green, Caden Scott and Litton. Green flag in the air. Caution on the speedway for the 61 of Chris Burdett, getting into the 42 of Damian Andrews. Jacob Keller and Tyler Scott in row 3. Daphne Stuber Andrews in row 4. And Lenars out. Go. Green flag for the trophy stops. Tyler Scott way up high, allows Jacob Keller to get to the bottom. Caden Scott out front, Litton in second, Noah Caldwell third, Tristan Keller fourth. Then Jacob Keller, Tyler Scott, Daphne Stuber, and Andrews battle for that position. And Lenars out back in the 3. Two laps to go for Caden Scott. Dylan Litton hanging on to that second spot in front of Noah Caldwell in the 6. White flag for Caden Scott. Dylan Litton in second, holding off Noah Caldwell. Final time down the back straightaway. Off turn number 4, your winner, Caden Scott. Dylan Litton will finish second. Noah Caldwell third, Tristan Keller, Jacob Keller, and the 42 of Damian Andrews. At the back. Ran under his qualifying time in the heat race, climbed back up, and will take the win. Where's my Thunder Kid? Come on, buddy. Thunder Kid in victory lane, your winner, Caden Scott. He's going to come and give you your trophy. Get your trophy off the Thunder Kid, bud. All right, on a roll in the 62. Man, you had to work for that one, didn't you? Dad's interrupting our interview. Tell him go over there. Hey, you had to work for that one coming from the back, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, it was hard with all the slower cars. Just coming up through was kind of scary because you don't know where they're going to go. So I had to work my way up.
But that makes it fun, though, don't it?
Oh, yeah, it's a blast.
Who you want to thank on this car tonight, man?
Anywhere Tree Care, TDT Septic, the Courthouse Barber, Last Stop Tackle, Buckeye Tire and Brake, Will Scott for helping get that other car together, my dad, and my Uncle Brent.
Congratulations, buddy. Welcome back into Victory Lane.
Thank you.
Back in Neck Tuning Victory Lane in the trophy stocks, your winner, Caden Scott. Caden Scott back in victory lane. And then Bailey along with last week's feature winner Kevin McClintock. Bobby DeVore the second. We'll start behind them along with the 15 of Kyle Finlayson. The 87 of Zach Leisure, the X09 of Wes Ennis, 57 of Braden Swaney, 007 of DR3, the 17 is Andrew Smart, and the 69 of Vanessa McCreary. The 28 of France, the 13 of Feaster. Green flag in the air, good start. Brandon France squeaking out to the lead. Feaster still there on the high side. Nick Grubbs on the bottom trying to take over the second spot from Kenny Feaster Jr. France now clear. McClintock has some issues mid-pack. He'll get shuffled back behind Brandon. Bailey move Nick Grubbs up to second. Brandon France, your race leader. Philip Cox up to third. Feaster tries to get to the bottom. Mike Stone is there. Stone and Feaster make some contact. Feaster up the racetrack. Here comes Bailey. Bailey up to the fifth spot. Bob Page up to sixth as he'll get to the inside of Feaster. McClintock will follow him through. Now there's a spot for Feaster behind McClintock to filter in. Brandon France out front in the 28. Tough break for Bob Page in the 49. He goes pit side. Vanessa McCreary pulls pit side in the 69. Brandon France, Nick Grubbs, Philip Cox, Mike Stone, and the Rooster. Your top five. McClintock sixth. Feaster Jr. in seventh. Bobby DeVore the second. Braden Swaney and the X09 of Wes Ennis. Spin, Kenny Feaster Jr. in turn two. Feaster spins on his own in turn number two. So caution on the speedway on lap number 8. Getting ready to go back to green. 8 laps complete. Brandon France, Nick Grubbs, green flag in the air. Grubbs going to get a good start. He'll have the advantage on the top side. France tries to battle back. Nick Grubbs to the lead. Nick Grubbs out front in the 24, was a feature winner a year ago. Nick Grubbs out front. Laps complete. Nick Grubbs continues to pull away just a little bit. Brandon France second, Philip Cox third, Mike Stone fourth, the Rooster in fifth, McClintock sixth. Halfway next time by. So contact between Kenny Feaster Jr. A lot of the veterans moving towards the front. Grubbs out front. Green flag is in the air. Philip Cox up to second, Brandon Bailey up to third, Braden Swaney trying to make some ground on Brandon France. France will dive back down into that fourth spot. McClintock on the bottom of Mike Stone. McClintock will take that position. Now Swaney in front of him. McClintock will get to the inside of Braden Swaney and take over the 5th position. Philip Cox all over the back of Nick Grubbs for the race lead. Those two have a couple car length lead over the Rooster Brandon Bailey in 3rd. Brandon France 4th, McClintock 5th. Nick Grubbs, 5 to go. 5 hands or 5 fingers in the air from Chief Starter Terry Coletti. Grubbs, Cox, Bailey, France, and McClintock, your front 5, all nose to tail. Braden Swaney closes the door on Mike Stone for the 6th spot. Into turn number 3, Nick Grubbs starting to pull away. He'll see the white flag. Nick Grubbs, Philip Cox, Brandon Bailey, Brandon France, Kevin McClintock, your front 5. Final time into turn number 3. He was a feature winner in 2020. He'll be a feature winner in 2021. Nick Grubbs, Cox in 2nd, Bailey, France, and McClintock, your top 5. Meter Auto Repair Modifieds. In the Republic State Mortgage, Valley View Forestry, Trumbull County Hardwoods, UFO, sponsored number 24. And he stalled it. Come on over here, young man. We got our Thunder Kid going to give you your trophy. He'll stick around and take a picture in Victory Lane. Well, I got to tell you, this thing is loose on the outside, but somehow you make it work.
Yeah, I think a year of racing dirt helped.
I'll tell you what, this thing, I mean, I don't know how you do it. This thing's a little bit loose, but loose is fast, right?
Yeah, I've never felt good with a tight race car. It feels more comfortable to me like that. So, yeah, it felt good, and obviously it went the right way tonight.
And that's 2 years in a row now. You're back in Victory Lane here at Midvale Speedway. It's got to feel good.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of thanks to my dad and Tony Uredale. He's helps us a lot, and yeah, without those guys, it wouldn't be possible. So. Yeah, definitely want to thank my dad and Tony. So,
obviously, good to see your dad back here at the Speedway, and good to see him back in Victory Lane with you. Who else you want to thank? You got some sponsors that pay some money.
Yeah, People's Racing, Tony Uredale with UFO. Yeah, Valley View Logging, me.
Right, yourself. Congratulations, buddy. Welcome back into Knack Tuning Victory Lane.
Thank you.
Uh-oh. Yeah, he did. You be quiet down there, brother. Congratulations, buddy. Your winner, Nick Grubbs. 15 years or so. Took a little hiatus to dirt and then came back a couple of years ago. Nick Grubbs 2 years in a row in victory lane. Getting ready to go green, Feaster and Locker. Green flag is in the air, Feaster and Locker. Colt Locker around the high side, got up in the loose stuff. Josh Feaster battles back on the bottom. Side by side through 3 and 4, off of turn number 4. Colt Locker by a nose at the line. He'll be your race leader of lap number 1. Feaster up off the bottom just a little bit. Colt Locker scoots out in front. He has the bottom if he wants it. Colt Locker, your race leader, off of turn number 4. Colt Locker out in front, Josh Feaster second, Zach Koger third. Battle between Berkey and Pringle for fourth. Zach Koger goes to the outside of Josh Feaster. Josh Feaster and Zach Koger battle for that second spot. Zach Koger around the outside. He'll move up to the second spot. Feaster back to third. Pringle fourth. Kordiak fifth. Then a battle between the 75 of Passwater Sr. and the 54 of Berkey. Zach Koger closing in on Colt Locker for the race lead. And the 75 of Passwater spins in turn number 2. He'll go through the infield. John Tannerelli, Kylie Wood, row 4. Dennis Wood and Ian Porco in row number 5. Getting ready to go back to green, Locker and Koger. Side by side down the back straightaway. Into turn number 3. Koger on the outside, Locker on the high side. Chase Berkey almost sideways off of the corner as Koger starting to pull out. Bob Passwaters Jr. will go pit side. And Zach Koger to the race lead. Doesn't have Locker quite cleared. Pringle up to the third spot. Oh. Caution in turn number 2. The 64 of Ian Porco. The 22 of Kyle Rector involved over there in turn number 2. Zach Koger, Colt Locker, off of turn number 4. 12 laps to go. Koger going to squeak out to the race lead. Here comes the 7 of Pringle up the inside of Colt Locker. Move Gabe Pringle up to second. Locker on the outside, back to third. Zach Koger looking for that first career street stock feature win. Rookie driver a year ago had an engine issue about, just a couple races in. Was unable to complete that rookie year. Went over to the McClintock racing team, and Kevin McClintock, Rich Schweitzer did a lot of work on that 58 along with Zach Koger, and that thing is up front in week number 2. 55 of Robbie Kordiak goes pit side, so tough break for the 55. Koger, Pringle, Locker, Tannerelli, and Wood. Gabe Pringle moving up on the back of Zach Koger. Still about a car length and a half between the two. They both have pulled away from Locker just a little bit. Locker by himself as Tannerelli has Wood looking to the outside of the grocery getter. Five fingers in the air, 5 to go for Zach Koger. Kyle Grove almost got into the wall off of turn number 4, but he keeps it going. Three to go for Zach Koger, who is pulling away from Pringle. Wood finally gets around Tannerelli to move up to the 4th spot. Colt Locker still in 3rd. Feaster showing a little bit of smoke in that 6th spot, right in front of the 75 of Passwaters. Bryant Smith up to 8th rather. Dennis Wood going to get a run to the inside of Colt Locker for the 3rd spot. White flag for the Red Rocket. For the first time in his career in the street stock division, Zach Koger is a winner. Gabe Pringle will finish 2nd, Dennis Wood 3rd, Colt Locker 4th, and John Tannerelli in 5th. Where's my Thunder Kid? For the first time, where's Miles at? Come on, Miles. In the Haas Body Shop, Blick Tool and Die, Federated Auto Parts, Consolidated Stitches Embroidery, Tedesco Racing Graphics, Matco Tools, South Philly Pizza, sponsored number 58 for the first time in his street stock career. They used to call him Slow Car Kogar. No more. Kevin McClintock and Rich Schweitzer are going to allow him to keep running this car, I think, after a feature win in week number 2. Here's your winner, the Red Rocket, Zach Koger. Man, oh man, what a pass on the outside from nothing more than basically a rookie still, right?
Yeah, I'm still learning. So
I'll tell you what, that was good, man. I think they'll allow you to continue to run this now. You think?
I think Rich will probably give me another 4 weeks. So.
Another 4 weeks, and then if you don't win another one, then you're out?
Mostly. So.
So talk to me about, once this thing got out front, you started to inch away from the 7 just a little bit. You both kind of pulled the 118 a little bit. This thing was just on rails. All you had to do was cruise home.
Hot laps weren't so great. Qualifying, we didn't do as good as I'd like to. Heat race, something clicked, and it just started to feel better, feel better, feel better. Once I got out front, don't push it. You know, run my race. Kevin keeps telling me every fucking night. Oops, sorry.
Shh, you can't say that.
I know, I'm excited. But yeah, I can't thank Rich and Kevin enough, man. They're why I'm here right now, so that's all I can say.
I'll tell you what, you did a whale of a job out front. Be proud of yourself, bud. Who you want to thank on this 58 tonight?
I do want to thank Kevin and Rich and their wives for letting us actually build it. Matco Tools. I'm actually wearing Steve Gillen's late model driving suit, so I think it brought me some luck. So Steve Gillen and them. All the parts. My family, my dad's in the stands. He gets to see me win, so.
Congratulations, buddy. Great job. Welcome to Neck Tuning Victory Lane. Your winner, the Red Rocket. And Sean Donnelly in the 721. Getting ready to go green. 15-lap fast compact feature. Dunlap on the front row along with Feaster. Green flag is in the air. Stephen Feaster will have the race lead on the outside. Dunlap will be in second. He'll tuck in behind Stephen Feaster, your race leader. He was your champion a season ago. Out front in week number 2, Phil Bunton and Curtis Finlayson battle for that third spot. Now Finlayson moving up to the outside of Dunlap for the runner-up position. Stephen Feaster way out in front. Still that good battle for third behind Dunlap. Curtis Finlayson, Clayton Oliver. Oliver will have the position now. As he'll get by Curtis Finlayson, he sets his sights on Rich Dunlap for second. Don Rufner Jr. moving up into the 5th spot behind Finlayson. Then Bunton, the 64 of Leslie. But Stephen Feaster in control right now. laps to go. Stephen Feaster way out in front. Rich Dunlap trying to hang on to that second spot. Clayton Oliver now looking to the outside once again of Dunlap. Curtis Finlayson right there. Don Rufner Jr. and Phil Bunton. Good battle side by side, 3 rows deep now for the second spot. Move Jamie Leslie and Jeremy Salinger into that battle for the second spot. Is Feaster way out in front. White flag for last year's champion, Stephen Feaster. Twin checkers for Stephen Feaster. He'll win in week number 2. And who's going to finish second? It's going to be Rich Dunlap by a nose over Clayton Oliver. Curtis Finlayson 4th. Don Rufner Jr. in 5th. So pulling in to Knack Tuning Victory Lane is last year's champion. Man, this thing was hooked up once again. Once you got out front, it was sail on into the night. And I'll tell you what, it just continues from last year, right?
Yeah, I guess when you got it, huh?
I guess. Who you want to thank on this 178 tonight, man?
I want to thank my dad for helping me out, getting it ready, and my brother for letting me drive it.
There you go. Anybody else? Kidders in Victory Lane?
Yeah, my niece Paisley and Adeline.
All right, man. Well, congratulations. Welcome back into Victory Lane. Keep it rolling.
Thank you.
Your winner, Stephen Feaster. One more compact feature to go. Getting ready to go green, Maurer and Weber. Green flag in the air, 15-lap final compact feature. Jonathan Weber will have the advantage on the outside. He'll go through turns 1 and 2. He'll take the race lead. Here comes the 69 of Swaney. Braden Swaney looking to the outside of Weber for the race lead. Braden Swaney to the front. Caution on the speedway, the 22 of Maurer up high. Actually, that's Marshall in the 23. Zach Marshall, problems for that. Getting ready. And a Weber, green flag back in the air. Braden Swaney has the advantage in the 69. He'll take the race lead. Weber will drop back into that second spot. Good battle between Courtney and Miley. Blake Miley going to move up into that second spot. Caution on the speedway up in turn number 3. Getting ready to go green. 3 laps in, Swaney and Weber, Miley and Courtney. Green flag in the air. Trying to take over that top spot. Swaney has it, and he'll keep it. Weber in second, Miley and Courtney battle for the 3rd spot. Alan Clark in 5th. Candy Bunton in 5th. Couldn't see it at all. Trevor King and Brendan Neely still out there. Six complete. Swaney, Weber, Courtney, Miley, and Clark. Justin Courtney trying to get to that outside lane of Jonathan Weber. Weber doing a good job of holding on to the bottom lane, right behind Braden Swaney. Swaney continues to lead, 8 laps complete, halfway home. Continues to lead, 5 laps to go this time around. Weber, Courtney, Clark, all right there. Five to go. Braden Swaney. Braden Swaney, Jonathan Weber, Alan Clark up to 3rd, Courtney back to 4th, Candy Bunton in 5th. Jonathan Weber right there in that 2nd spot. White flag. Weber looking for his first career feature win. Swaney has plenty of them. He's looking for another. Final time down the back straightaway. Swaney, Weber, Clark. Lap traffic in front off of turn number 4. Braden Swaney will win. Jonathan Weber 2nd, Alan Clark 3rd, Justin Courtney 4th, Candy Bunton in 5th. Pulling in Act Tuning Victory Lane in the Bucky Mowing. Sponsored number 69. Pulling double duty tonight. Nonchalantly pulling into Victory Lane. And climbing out to the round of applause from the thousands at Midvale Speedway, your winner, Braden Swaney. That at least sounded like there was 1,000 there, so that's good. The B feature bandit returns. Braden Swaney in Victory Lane. Who you want to thank on a 69, man?
I want to thank Dan Bucky for letting me run it, I guess.
You guess. Do you even know the sponsors?
Bucky Mowing.
That's a good one.
Yep. Roman Performance Motorsports.
My water doctor.
My water doctor.
There you go. So what do you got to say? This thing got out front. The young kid was right there on your tail the whole way.
Yeah, I felt him kept giving me a little shove here and there, so I stuck it to the bottom real good so I can try and hold it because I know there's no outside groove here anymore.
Right, and I'll tell you what, he was trying to get you up off that bottom lane. He's trying to pick up his first feature win, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. He'll get it.
Congratulations, buddy. Welcome back into Victory Lane. Now get that mod running, all right?
Yeah, no kidding.
Your winner, Braden Swaney. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for coming to Midvale Speedway week number 2 in the books. Make sure you come out next Saturday night, WTUZ night here at Midvale Speedway. To be determined if we will have Frisbee night. We're having some issues trying to get some Frisbees. It's like 6 weeks to get them, so we're trying to find some. But if we don't, we will do the Frisbee race coming up in a couple weeks. But nonetheless, WTUZ night next week, Super Cup stock cars in 2 weeks. Please be safe, be careful going home. $10 pizzas at the concession stand. Good night.